Wow, y'all. It's 11:40 and we're still having June gloom. If any of y'all are having sunshine, please send me just 10 minutes. I'll settle for 10 minutes. Oh, my word. Hazel and I are on our way to Best Buy. She didn't want to go because she was taking a nap. But y'all know she won't stay home by herself. There's no way. If she woke up and she couldn't find me, she'd be howling. And Maria and Leo are home. I am so happy about that. So the reason that I'm going to Best Buy is that I have found it necessary to have a printer. The HOA requires, documents to be, we have notices and, things, sign up sheets, things like that. And I haven't had a printer in many years. But it is necessary in order for me to do what I need to do. Now, I gotta tell y'all, this HOA stuff is kicking my hiney. It shouldn't be. I mean, whatever. It'll get all straightened out, figured out. It's just such a different animal than a regular HOA. A regular HOA is kind of like a mini police department. And that's not what a mobile home park HOA is. It is to advocate for the homeowners in the park with the owner of the park. And it's a situation really that I never thought I would find myself in. There are two different types of trailer parks. Well, there are more than that. There are family parks, there are senior parks. There's a blend, of families and seniors. And some of them, and some mobile home parks, you own your mobile home, your trailer, and the land that it is sitting on. And then you have parks like mine that you own your trailer, but you lease your lot. And that's a whole other animal as well. So you own your home, but you have a rental agreement with the park. And you have to get approved by the park before you can buy a mobile home, unless you're going to move it out. Mobile home, trailer, I'm using those interchangeably, but really they're not. Trailers are not mobile homes. They have been referred to in this community as a tin can. And you know what? I don't take exception to that. That's kind of true. They're little tin cans. But I have a really nice little tin can. Along with that, having the rental agreement with the owner of the park are the rules and regulations. And thank goodness that we have some. It's a good thing. Now, I can't say that I totally agree with every rule and regulation. Nobody does. And the people that make things, make these rules and regulations up, I guarantee you they don't live and have to abide by the rules and regulations. Now, when I did property management, I always went over the existing rules and regulations, and if I felt like that something wasn't right, or it was being too nitpicky, or it was too general, and the interpretation was left open to the person who was reading the document. So I wanted to make sure that everything was very clear, that it was fair, that it was legal, and they all have to be applied to everyone equally. Now, the last thing that an owner wants to do is get taken to court over discrimination. And I don't know if I told y'all about this before or not, but I took my very first job in property management at this property here in Oceanside. And I was going to be what they call a leasing, go ahead, sweetie, consultant. Leasing agent, rental agent, whatever you want to call it. That's what I was. And that's the bottom of the totem pole, and you work your way up. Well, the manager there was, I'm not really, let's just say she was one of the most difficult people that I have ever dealt with, and the most difficult person that I ever worked for, except the guy that did the, sexual harassment, but that's a whole other thing. So this lady, I forget how big our property was, a couple hundred units. We did not have a lot of vacancy. Most of the time we were pretty full up. And at this one point, I think I'd only been there like 2 or 3 months. We only had one vacant apartment, and it was in the building that the manager lived in. And she told me specifically, do not put anybody in that apartment that has children. Oh, y'all, that is so illegal. That is so illegal. That was a family apartment community, okay? That was discrimination. Now, people who work for an owner or a management company, they can be held liable for what they do. Yeah, we're really litigious out here in good old California. So I had this family come in looking for an apartment. And I only had that one vacant apartment. So I excused myself, and I was having them fill out a visitor's card. And while they were doing that, I went into the assistant manager's apartment, and I called the manager who was up in her apartment. I hope that made sense. I think she was gone to lunch or something. Now, this poor lady, she was a teeny tiny little thing. She never ate, and she smoked like a train. I mean, have y'all heard of chain smoking? You smoke and then you light your new one with the old one. That's how she did. It was awful. So anyway, I called her and I said, there's a family here looking for an apartment. And you are going to have to come down here and handle them yourselves, because I am not going to discriminate. Well, let me tell you, this woman was irate to think that one of her employees was not going to obey her. La-dee-da, lady, I did not need a job. I was single. My first child was raised. Even though I did have an apartment there as part of my compensation. So she had to come down and do her little discrimination by herself. And, oh man, you talk about raking me over the coals. She was yelling at me. I did not care. Soon after that, she went on vacation, she went on vacation, and while she was gone, I quit. Guilty by association. I could have been held liable for her actions. I wasn't going to do that. Life is too short. So, an owner, these are boilerplate rules and regulations, okay? They're not, the owner or the managing entity does not just sit down at a typewriter and make this stuff up, okay? There are laws. So I don't really, I don't have a problem following rules and regulations or laws. I've been doing it all my life. We all have, really. But in a mobile home park, I think I told y'all this before, there's this civil code thing called the Mobile Home Residency Law. And that protects residents, whether you own your trailer or you're leasing your trailer. It protects you against the owner doing something that is not right. Okay? And so this is a whole new learning experience for me, y'all. And I've only got the one brain cell. And it's been on overload lately. I mean, I haven't made a cake in a week, I think. I'm going to remedy that today. I am either going to make a prune cake or I'm going to make some banana bread, because I bought too many bananas the other day and they're getting freckles and I can't eat them when they're like that. I know I can put them in the freezer if I want to. But anyway, that's, I'm sorry, you guys. I've been kind of dried up the last few days. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I have never in my entire 64 years, whether I was a babbling baby or an adult, been without something to say. I have no reserved videos, y'all. So, ask me to do a video on something and I will. Now, I haven't been in the mood to get out and really do anything in my yard. I mean, we have no sun, you guys. I finished the backyard except for placing some pavers, and those will come as money allows. It's not a big deal. Oh, I have to tell you guys, my water hose won't reach for me to water in the backyard. And so I told Leo I'm going to have to get another hose to connect to this hose, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I'll just put in a hose bib back here for you. I love Leo and Maria. They are so sweet. And I'm so happy they're home. But isn't that adorable? He is a plumber. He's just gonna put a little hose bib back there for me so I can water my backyard. It's either that or I have to pay him part of his water bill. But y'all, I'm so sorry. I know I usually put out at least one video every day, and sometimes two or three. And I'll get back to it. It's just a lot is the weather. There's a huge, beautiful American flag over there. Oh, did you guys see? I'm sorry, this is long. See, I had plenty to talk about. It was just getting in my van. Did you see? And this is not, this is not to start anything. I'm commenting on a picture I saw. In one of the little news blurbs on my phone, it showed a picture of President Trump with his hair slicked back. Did y'all see that? Frankly, I thought it looked better. Now, in the little news thing, they referred to it as his bird's nest. Well, I'm not anybody to be pointing fingers or calling someone else's hair a bird's nest. Okay? I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that I kind of like that slick back look. But evidently, he only did it for a day or something, and now he's back to the helmet. And that's his personal choice. That's what he's comfortable with. I had to learn to get comfortable with my hair. I'm just glad I have any. So anyway, y'all, that's it for this long-winded video. She's back. Oh my gosh, y'all. I miss talking to you guys. I really do. But between the HOA stuff and the weather kind of dried me up a little bit. But I will try to film banana bread or prune cake. But the prune cake is calling for allspice and ginger, or allspice and nutmeg. I have ginger and I have cinnamon, but I have no nutmeg. I have no allspice. But let me tell you what, you guys, prune cake is amazing. It's better than Coca-Cola cake, in my opinion. And they also have a chocolate prune cake. Now, y'all know I'm not a big chocolate person. I'm not. I'm also going to do a little contest. Oh my gosh, y'all, 20 minutes. I'm going to bake some packaged chocolate chip cookies, and I'm going to make some homemade ones, and then I'm going to have some people do a taste test. Now, the officers of the HOA are meeting at my house tomorrow night, so maybe I'll use them to do the taste test. And we'll see. Are they better? Is the Toll House recipe worth making from scratch? Now, I like the old chocolate chip cookies that used to just melt like that, and they were thin and kind of chewy. Those are my favorites. But anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I'm at Best Buy. I'm gonna go get my printer. And y'all want to make any bets on how long it's gonna take me to hook that up to my laptop and my internet? I'm not betting. I could have another birthday before I get that accomplished. Y'all, I love you. I hope y'all will do something fun today, and everybody that we're praying for is being blessed abundantly. And I pray for all of y'all as a group every day that God is showing mercy and meeting all of our needs. And sometimes it does not happen, y'all. Remember, I told you how long I was praying for a home when I moved into my camper van? I used to pray all the time, Lord, if you have another home for me and Hazel, that would be awesome. And if this is it, then I'll be happy right here. Y'all do something fun today. And, oh, I can't say hooking up a printer is going to be fun. Bye, y'all.